Well, how could I not come out to the Middle East and not end up in Dubai?
Hey!
Ollie is back on the channel. Actually, I don't even know whether you ended up in the video in the Saudi Grand Prix, but we were both at the Saudi F1 and I needed to stop over somewhere. So of course, I picked Dubai. I've given myself a 2-day window to get as much content as possible. The first thing we do, jump in a Lycan Hypersport and see a random delivery robot crossing the road at the zebra crossing, and all of the cars waited for it.
Everyone's waiting for their delivery.
It's unbelievable, but I've never been in such a crazy interior car in my life, let alone what the exterior looks like, because it is also as mental. And we are in quite possibly the most powerful convoy I think I've ever experienced. We've got a Gaiath up front, and then behind we've got the SWAT Gaiath.
Yeah, so we've got a VIP and a SWAT Gaiath, so that's what W Motors do behind the scenes, really. That I didn't even know about, let alone you didn't even know about, so we were half learning together.
Yeah, and the coolest thing about these convoys, am I right in saying that each of these cars is production number 1?
Exactly. So I'm new to the Gaiath with W. Obviously I've worked for W for a few years, but mainly on the supercar and hypercar side of things. But I'm super excited for what they're doing with these 4x4s, the VIPs and the SWATs. That is the first ever SWAT car and the first ever VIP of these beasts, and we've got to take a look inside because what they've done to the interiors is Mad Max style shit. So
we are headed to fundamentally like a deserted road that's quite famous in Dubai. A lot of people go there, and we are going to take some photos. I'm going to give you a full tour of these absolutely mental cars. But what a way to kick things off in Dubai. Have a look at this. We have made it to the desert, which, as you can see, is kind of like an abandoned tarmacked grid. It was definitely built for one purpose, but now seems to be the perfect place to bring cars for photo shoots and video shoots, and just being able to have the entire place to ourselves so that we can get all 3 vehicles lining up and in convoy. Now, it is a little bit windy. The wind has definitely picked up, but as you can see, we are the only people here with our cars. We've taken up this section of the road to go into a little more detail about each vehicle, what makes them special, and I'll be getting Ollie Webb into the video too so that he can talk a little bit more about W Motors, what plans they have that start, very excitingly, in 2023. But I think the best place to start is my favourite, the Gaiath SWAT. Now the SWAT lights are on. It is looking super mean and aggressive.
Am I dressed like a police SWAT?
You are dressed like you're from the Middle East, sir. You are incredibly fashionable. You could be out here doing some lifestyle Instagram.
Who knows?
But I had a quick look at this back at HQ. It's quite possibly the most ridiculous build I've ever seen.
Literally, it is mad. So the base of the SWAT car is on a car we'll look at in a minute, which is the VIP car. So it's a 5.6 litre V8 producing 400 to 450 horsepower depending on the spec that you want. The VIP car is effectively, you know, a car that you would use to take to go in between like we did today, your special car, armoured your cars, you know, it's obviously a grand 4x4, comes with the lights, the cameras and everything, but this is the police only, SWAT only version, which comes with the crazy stuff that obviously we saw back at the factory. So your gun holders that can carry a ton's worth of ammunition, up to grenades in the boot, everything. So it is
a ton of equipment.
A ton.
Oh, there's a Ferrari.
This is what you see around these kind of roads, is just everyone coming to do their shoots. It looks so cool just going through the desert.
He looks like he's lost.
He wants to come over here. He's going to do a Fast and the Furious.
Yo, go on, launch
line.
it. Take a look at this setup and what an aggressive bit of kit. We have got gun holders at the back, of the front seats. We have got gun holders up here in the roof that actually, when I first looked at them, I thought that they were handcuffs. But when they've taken prisoners in, I mean, that would be too nice to sit the prisoners in these seats because it is incredibly luxurious back here. These are for the guns. And as Ollie said, 1 ton of equipment.
A ton of ammunition and equipment. Grenades, guns.
And this is the first vehicle in the world that the SWAT have purchased that have this built in, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Normally, they'd be throwing all of their stuff in, and then when they got to wherever they needed to, it'd kind of be a bit of a free-for-all.
Where'd you put the grenades?
Whereas here, the guys at W Motors have created an absolute masterpiece. You've got screens here so that you can just chill out, watch Peppa Pig, just to relax yourself.
Yeah, Disney.
Just to relax yourself, keep the heart rate down, you know. I can imagine that's what these guys are doing. Super hardcore.
Or maybe they're watching the film SWAT on the way.
Yeah,
you can do it.
Bit of practice before they go into battle.
Now that's a big boy car.
Yeah, and then as you come into the front, have a look at all of these screens that might be just reflecting the sun because it is sweltering out here, but it is super nice. Like for a military, no, it's not a military vehicle, it's a SWAT vehicle.
I guess what would you call it? Is that part? Because it's not police, is it? It's like obviously an upgrade of that. It's SWAT.
Yeah.
Police watching now and be like, what do you mean an upgrade? I'm getting myself in so much trouble now. But yeah,
it's a really luxurious car.
It is, and they've seen this and they've been like, this is Dubai Police, Dubai SWAT have been like, this is how we want to spec it. You know, they had the options, and there is another third version which we don't have here of this, and these are all one of one. So one of the first one, not one of ones, but the first chassis, first chassis, first chassis. There is another type which is the police one. Now that has a bench in the back, so that's super uncomfortable. It's just for prisoners. Yeah. It's benches so you can wash the blood off if you need to. Literally like full-on police vehicle. Whereas this is the more luxurious SWAT version. And in the background we have the VIP one, which is the one you can actually purchase. You can customize it to look as close to the SWAT one as you kind of want to, because people see that and they go, well, I want the, tow bar, I want the bars on the side, I want everything else. Obviously you can't have the smoke and the grenades and a few of the other things.
Because visually, it still looks an aggressive car. Yeah. The problem is, we're looking at this next to that. Yeah. So
you kind of want to, you can get these lights on the side, you can get the bars on the side, you can get some of the lights, not the blue flashing ones, but effectively inside, although this is the older interior, you still have the same seats, you still have the same door trims. In the back you have the comfort, you've got your bag and my bag in the back.
Yeah, because this is chassis 1, so when they actually built this, they had an older interior that's now been updated to suit the production, and as we saw earlier, the factory being built, or what can we call that? A gigafactory?
I don't know.
The W Motors factory village.
I'm going to move in, and they might not notice. They might not notice.
So we arrived at W Motors in their temporary warehouse, their space that they're using at the moment, because they used to have a showroom on City Walk, and they have now started construction on what I can only describe as a gigafactory slash village, because I've been getting a little bit of insight. Ollie's showing me around, as were the W Motors guys, but they're building a F&B centre, food and beverage, so they're going to have a chef in there. There's customer waiting areas, there's a configurator that's got a screen that's floor to ceiling. Like, then they're building the cars in the same building, under the same roof. They've got carbon fibre, leather, everything is happening in-house, and honestly, it blew me away, the size of it. And they're going to be manufacturing these. They've obviously got not the Lycan, but the Fenya.
Yeah, the Fenya, and then, I mean, yeah, you'll effectively have a production line underneath you, and they pride themselves on being UAE built, and of course when they first started there's parts that had to be sourced externally, and that's what had to happen. But now when they've got this effectively, like you said, gigafactory, it can be made in the UAE, and although the hypercars and the supercars are what everyone knows them for, and the Fast and Furious and everything, their bread and butter will be, soon to be, the Gaiaths falling off the production lines.
What a cool introduction to W Motors. I was actually at the City Walk dealership when the Fenya launched, and it was an incredible atmosphere, but honestly, take my word for it, that factory is going to be an absolute masterpiece. I don't think something like that exists where they have a full-on customer experience with fundamentally a village inside that is going to be completely state-of-the-art. Super cool, and I cannot wait to see it finished. But then going back to this SWAT car, as Ollie said, there are a lot of customers that are ordering that because they have seen the SWAT car and they are asking W Motors to basically kit out the road-going VIP car as that. And how good does that look? That is not a wrap, that is painted. And we've got someone here who hopefully won't take the door out. I don't know what's going on, but it is absolute chaos down here in the roads. Am I getting run over? I don't know. I'm gonna stop the camera now and I will see you guys in a bit when I'm jumping in the Lykan Hypersport. 720S.
Another Hurricane.
And another Hurricane with a Hurricane behind us.
Only in Dubs.
Only in Dubai.
Wraith on the other side.
I'm gonna let this Hurricane go past. Yeah, the Wraith's absolutely flat chat.
Yeah, he's going for a top speed run, isn't he?
I mean, I think this is the best way to end an amazing day. Super cool to come out to the desert, to check out the W Motors new factory, which is just monstrous. And when that thing opens, oh my God, it is going to be a spectacle. But those guys know exactly how to do it, just based on, even the SWAT thing, like, blew my mind. And the fact that you can get a citizen version or a VIP car that looks just like that is bonkers.
I want one.
Yeah, so cool.
It's the new family car.
Yeah, do it. I think that I'm now losing brain cells from how tired I am from flying. So I will leave the video there and enjoy a very slow cruise in the Lykan Hypersport back. But what an amazing day. I'll leave a link in the description to check out W Motors and what those guys are doing with, not necessarily this, but all of their latest models and the production line as it gets more and more exciting with things to come. I will see you soon, guys. Take care. Stay tuned for the next Dubai video. I'm gonna have to go up a gear now. There we go. Oh, I'm getting used to this thing. And I will see you soon, guys. Au revoir.